World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. Former United States Vice President Dick Cheney has died, age 84, as reported by the BBC. Cheney was part of the Republican administration of former President George W. Bush, being considered a central figure in the 2003 invasion of Iraq by the U.S. and allied forces. He also served as Secretary of Defense under George Bush Sr. between 1989 and 1993. Before that, Cheney acted as Gerald Ford's White House Chief of Staff in the 1970s before spending a decade in the House of Representatives. A former businessman, Cheney was chairman of defense firm Halliburton, and his personal life was an avid hunter. He most recently stirred political controversy when he threw his support behind Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris in the 2024 U.S. election. In other news stories, Israel on Tuesday received what Hamas said are the remains of another deceased hostage held in Gaza as part of the United States brokered ceasefire deal that came into effect last month. The CNN reported that Israel received the coffin via the Red Cross in Gaza and later transported the remains to Israel's National Forensics Laboratory for identification. If the remains are confirmed to be those of a hostage, that would leave the bodies of 7 deceased hostages remaining in Gaza. The latest transfer comes after Hamas handed over the bodies of 3 deceased hostages on Sunday. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed one of them was Omer Nutra, an Israeli-American dual national killed in the initial Hamas-led attack on October 7, 2023. And finally, French President Emmanuel Macron said on Tuesday that 2 French nationals have been released from an Iranian prison after more than 3 years in detention on spying charges, which Paris said were unfounded. The CNN reported that Macron expressed huge relief at the release of Cécile Kohler, 41, and her partner Jacques Paris, 72. It is noted that French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said on X that Kohler and Paris were both safe at the French residence in Tehran while awaiting their definitive release. Kohler and Paris were arrested in May 2022 while visiting Iran, with Paris denouncing their detention as unjustified and unfounded. Iran media reported last month that a court had sentenced the pair to decades in prison on spying charges. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.